Hey, fight fans, it's Maddie Levine. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot second, okay? I had to take some time off, do some family stuff, get my life in order. We'll make a whole nother video on that at a later date. But today we're actually coming back with a very, very powerful story that I'm very excited to tell you guys and get the word out about a man named John Esposito who lost both of his legs after a very terrible accident, flatlining at one point. Now he's on this very courageous journey back to recovery. And John, just got to say thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to let you tell the story because I have a feeling you're going to tell it a lot better.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. So before we get into, what happened recently, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? I know that you were a big Muay Thai fighter, so.
Yeah. So I'm from South Brook, New Jersey. Good old Central Jersey. And when the accident happened, I was fighting at a Weapons 9 gym, but I also fought for the Institute Muay Thai too. And I had like a little bit of a layoff with fighting, but I was fighting like pretty consistently. I had a little bit of a layoff, and then I just recently came back, hoping to get a few just kind of like get the rust off, get some more, like fights to just kind of like, get me back into it. And then I was going to go pro. And then the accident happened. So,
Yeah, a little bit of a speed bump.
Bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
So how did you start your journey in Muay Thai? Is that how you got started with martial arts?
Basically I watched this one fight on the UFC when I was like 20. And I was like, I wanted to see if I could do it. I just I like the competitiveness, and like I played baseball throughout my whole life, and I was done playing baseball, and I was kind of like looking for something new. And I know it's like kind of like a drastic change from going from baseball to fighting, but I just wanted to, I wanted to prove it to myself if I had it in me.
Yeah, I kind of get that. I played softball my entire life. Started Muay Thai when I was like 21. So. Yeah. Kudos to that. We're very similar. I like that. What would you say you love most about the Muay Thai world?
Definitely the people you meet, the connections that you make. This sport, sometimes it's hard to feel the return. You put in all this like time and effort. But that's where it really kind of pays off, I think, is the friendships and connections you build.
Yeah. And it seems like you have a lot of connections these days. Now, let's get to that fateful night. Why don't you walk me through what exactly happened? I know it was an accident on the highway, right?
So technically it wasn't actually on the highway. I know there's been a few news reports that
yeah, let's clear it up. So what actually happened?
Let's clear it up. So basically it was on a county road, which is kind of like it was like kind of like a back road, When the car hit me, though, I mean, it was going 45, 50. So, semi, close to highway speeds. It just, technically it wasn't a highway, though. So, yeah, we were, filling in potholes on the side of the road. And so, basically, the machine that we use to keep the asphalt in is called the reclaimer or hot box. And basically, it keeps the asphalt, hot. So, it doesn't, harden up on you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was one doing the shoveling, so I had my shovel in, and then the car came behind me, so I didn't even see it coming. Smashed into me. Immediately my body just went into shock, and I ended up blacking out. But I remember hearing my coworker screaming my name, but I couldn't see anything.
Okay, yeah.
And from what my coworkers have told me, and anybody that was there, they told me that my legs were amputated on the spot. They actually put my left leg onto the stretcher with me. And, they waited, the ambulance got there. They waited for the medevac. They put me onto the medevac, and then halfway through the flight, I ended up flatlining. But they were able to bring me back to life and get me to the hospital and start giving me blood immediately.
Did the driver stop? Do you know?
Well, yeah, he stopped because he totaled his vehicle.
So he had no choice.
Yeah, he totaled it on me, Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So, I mean, I'm not As far as I know, 2 days. So he got hospitalized too. The guy that hit me, and I guess 2 days later, we heard that he passed away.
Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
that was going to be my next question was, I'm sure you have a lot of feelings about, that happening. Nobody wants that to happen to themselves. And I was going to ask how you feel about this person that hit you. Are you able to come to terms with it? Do you have a grudge? Like, how's your head with all that?
No, I don't. No, I'm not like. I mean, of course it sucks, and
Yeah.
like, obviously, the guy was here. I would have some words to say to him, but like, it's
Right.
not like I don't have a grudge or anything like that. I just, because there's no point, I'm saying, to keep hate like that, like inside you. It's just like it's only gonna make me more miserable, and I'm not trying to live like that. I just want to live a happy, fulfilling life. So. Yeah.
And now you have 2 brand new legs, titanium steel, whatever they are, Iron Man legs, right?
Yeah.
How's the physical therapy process going with all that?
It's going good. I'm making really good and quick progress. I just made a breakthrough with the stairs. So I'm getting better at like going up and down the stairs. Hopefully, sometime soon I'll be able to kind of do it on my own and not have to have somebody right there with me. You know? But right now I still have like some restrictions with that.
Of course. I'm sure it's going to be a lengthy process, but I am still so blown away by your positivity. Where does this positivity come from? How do you stay so, for lack of a better word, positive?
I think it all comes down to perspective,
Yeah.
And like basically quickly, and like it was pretty quick in the hospital when I realized it was just like, I have a lot to be grateful for, because I could be dead right now, so, but I'm not. And I feel like I have a second chance at life. And not that I was like taking life so much for granted before, but it just makes you appreciate it that much more.
Yeah.
So, I think that's where the positivity comes in, where it's like, like I just want to live, like my life to the fullest, like even more so now. And, I know that like right now, even though it's like I'm still kind of limited to what I could do, I know that I will be able to get back to that point where I can. And I just look forward to those days when I can,
Yeah, that's great. I mean, you're still training too, which is so badass. I love seeing those videos. So let's talk about your training. How are you staying in the gym? What does that look like these days?
Shout out to Chris Tran. He always gives me the rides to the gym. Every Saturday morning he comes and picks me up. So right now training though looks like, basically I'm hitting the bag and doing pad work with the walker with my prosthetics right now. Hopefully soon, I'll be able to kind of step away from that, and at some point once I get a better grounding of balance and walking, be able to hit the pads again without any assistive device,
Right.
But yeah, no, for now, I mean, for now, that's what we have, and that's what we're working with. And, afterwards, usually Chris has me do like a workout, and then at that point, sometimes I'll like take off my legs and, it's great when you have that option, you just take off my legs and.
Wild.
So we'll do a little workout. And then sometimes though, I even spar with the guys, like I'll be sitting down and like we'll have like 2 chairs right next to each other, and then they'll sit right next to me, and we'll just basically it's just like saying like it's a phone booth, it's like you're just staying right
awesome. There. Talk about awesome teammates.
Yeah, no, I mean they've been great in including me, and like we still get a lot of like really good work in,
Yeah, and I hear that you still have aspirations of fighting.
Oh yeah, no yeah.
So tell me how. I mean, how? I have so many questions. I'm trying to figure out how to ask them. But in Muay Thai, I mean, getting hit with a metal leg sounds a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
So what's the game plan?
So for right now, I mean, obviously I don't think that Muay Thai's in the cards right now. So I'm trying to switch over to boxing.
Okay, yeah.
So and right now there is no league in the tri-state area that does that, as far as I know. The only league I've ever found was in Texas. So I definitely want to try to get that started over here. And
And what kind of league are you referring to?
an amputee boxing league.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, because I highly doubt I'm the only one that.
Right.
Like, I mean, this area is like so populated. It's just so I doubt it. So yeah, I want to start doing that, and I still plan I plan to fight in the prosthetics. Whether it's going to be like the actual prosthetics or a running blade or something like that. But I want to be standing, and which I know is possible. And even if it wasn't, then I would try to start a league with you're boxing in a wheelchair.
That's so, I mean, it's so inspirational to think about. I mean, would you be prepared to tackle something like that of like starting a new brand, maybe?
Right now, I mean, honestly, it sounds kind of scary, to start something like that. Yeah. And I wouldn't even know where to begin, but luckily I have people that, know how to build up a promotion.
Yeah.
AKA my coach, shout out to the Warriors Cup.
Hell yeah.
And, so he said that he would help me, maybe not, I don't know if he's talking about in terms of building up the league or something, but even having fights on his show, maybe 1 or 2 fights on his show for amputee boxing. He said that he would, be willing to do that, which, I can't thank him enough because that's awesome. And
it's just so inspiring. It's so inspiring.
If it turns into that though, I guess I would. I guess I would take that spot. I mean hey,
one day at a time, right? One day at a time.
No, one day at a time. Yeah.
So tell me how Liam Tarrant, who is the founder and president of the Muay Thai Project, tell me how he started to get involved with your story a little bit.
Yeah. So he heard about my story and reached out to me one day and told me that he wanted to set up a fundraiser and a GoFundMe to help me out. Because I guess the story kind of hit him because he also used to fight and I think that's one of the biggest reasons I think the Muay Thai community is really felt my situation because it's Muay Thai legs are a big part of the sport, if not the biggest.
Yeah.
So, to have so in order to not be able to do Muay Thai, what I'm saying? Because you don't have your legs anymore, they kind of put themselves in my shoes and I guess have an understanding of man, that would be the one hobby I love so much that just gets ripped from me, and I think they, in that sense, they, they have compassion and empathy for me. So, and I think that's why too, the community is coming so strong together for me, and I'm so lucky, I'm so lucky to have this community behind me. Yeah.
Yeah. And enter Dana White. Craziest turn of events. Dana White finds out your story, donates what, $10,000 to your GoFundMe? Yeah. Tell me how did this happen?
It's pretty crazy. So basically, Liam was on Angela Hill's podcast, the ceremonial weigh-in.
Yep.
And mentioned it, and I don't think that any of us were actually expecting her to hit up Dana White and ask him.
Right.
But she did, and it was crazy. It was unbelievable. They called me the one night. They're like, "Oh, we got something to tell you." Liam Tarrant, Chris Romula, and Sarah Romula, and we were all on a video chat, and they told me, and I was just my mind was blown. It was crazy. I was like, "There's no way!" And then all of a sudden, he's sending me the receipt. I see the receipt, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, TMZ picks it up, and then I see the sports article, and I'm like, what is my face doing next to Dana White's? That's crazy.
That's so amazing. I mean, shout out to Angela Hill. She did not have to do that.
No, yeah. And I mean, I sent her a message, a thank you message. I don't think she's ever gotten it because she probably gets a million messages. But right. I just wanted to and I just want to find some way to thank her because she really, you're right. She really didn't have to do that. But I'm so grateful that she did.
Well, let's tag Angela Hill in this. And if we can get it to her, what would you say to her?
I want to say thank you so much. You don't understand how much that meant to me for you to reach out to him and ask him, because I know that's probably not an easy, that's probably not easy to do, like to ask people for money, and I just, I'm so grateful for you. Thank you.
That's awesome. So we're on the road to recovery. You seem to be in great spirits. You seem to be doing very well. What are your hopes for just even the next year?
In the next year, I'm hoping to be, walking pretty good by then, without any assistive device, running up and downstairs, maybe not running, but,
Yeah, close.
Close. But running though, in running blades. And, just kind of getting back to like, as normal of a life as I was living before, and really start to pick up my training, and like start working on boxing footwork and, just kind of like pivoting with the prosthetics and getting a feel for that. That's really where like my mind is at.
And is that where the money from the GoFundMe is going towards? Like, is it going towards physical therapy, certain equipment?
So the money would be used, so not physical therapy, because luckily the accident happened at work. So a lot of stuff I am covered for.
The weirdest silver lining, but like, yeah.
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 But a lot of it's going to a new vehicle that I'm going to be getting with like the ramps and
nice. Yep.
the hand controls, and then also like some like equipment, like if I need a new shower bench, because obviously I can't stand in the shower anymore. Right. So, stuff like that. Yeah.
So equipment that will make your quality of life a little better.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's good to know. So I hope people keep donating and giving back. I mean, this story is just so inspiring. I admire your positivity, drive. I'm so excited to continue to follow this story. And if you're interested in helping out John Esposito, the Muay Thai Federation, any of that, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video where you can find the GoFundMe and you can give back. So thank you, John, for your time. It was such a pleasure to meet you. Hopefully one day we can spar.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, come by the gym anytime. Yeah, yeah.